Hey, let's fight here with a double review, and it's kind of double review because there are two methods that promise you can do or create lots of almost passive income very, very quickly, almost overnight. And that's roughly where the similarities end, if you like. So the first one here I saw trending was Printly, and they've sold thousands of copies. So I went and checked it out, and the idea is really a simple one. You basically create printable templates and sell them. So far so good. Okay, fair enough. Then the immediate next thought is, well, what do you put on these templates and why would anyone buy them? And that's where, wherever it is, somewhere up here, he goes through a case study. And when you see the case study, my first reaction was, holy beep, that is terrible, that's disgusting. If you have the same knee-jerk reaction, go and watch it for another 2 minutes or so, and it'll become apparent why it's actually not that disgusting. I mean, yes, the word in there is a bit weird, but you'll immediately get why this thing does what it does. So anyway, big picture is, yes, it shows you how to create all of these different things, why people buy them, how they buy them. If you want to go and set up your site, you can do so here. And I have to say, this is not for someone who's completely new. I looked at this from the perspective of, let's say, my wife. Someone who doesn't have an internet marketing background. Would they be able to do this? And the answer is probably not. All of this from here to around about here, this point, is absolutely fine. You could probably figure that out. But then it says, well, go and set up your WordPress site and install this plugin. And that is kind of, it says, hey, go to the the instructions on whatever hosting company he recommends, follow the instructions. And the answer is no, that's not going to happen for someone who's completely new. Having said that, if you've been around the block once or twice, this part up here is pretty cool. It's very inspirational, and the price point is so low. It's worth looking at. Not only inspiration, but the example I mentioned in the beginning where I went, what, help, seriously? And then it's like, I get it. But more importantly, when I got to this bit here, this was a real eye-opener. And I'll give you the high-level idea of what this is, right? The high-level idea is that you do use what you've learned here and use it down here to build a list. And the way it's done is just like, oh man, why haven't I come up with that a long, long time ago? So there you go. That's basically in a nutshell what Printly is about. Like I said, it has a few holes in it for someone who's a complete beginner. This is more for someone who kind of can put the piping together, but needs to have some strategies and sort of dough moments where they go, oh, now I get it. Now I can go and use that. And for that, you'll get a lot of the stuff up here. And then, of course, down the email marketing as well. Alrighty, so that's number one. And then we've got Printly. There we go. I had a look at this here. Insta-minator, whatever. And I first thought this is all about Instagram. It's not at all about Instagram. It's actually hard to say what it is. The idea really is, I would say it is in the direction of Spamalot. And I'm wondering why no one has actually set up a product where they openly say, look, it's about spamming. Okay, let's get real here. What you'll find very, very early on when you look at the case study, when you look at all of this kind of stuff here, is that basically this guy got banned for getting unacceptable results from his email list. So his email provider went, no, too many spam complaints, thank you very much. So it gives you an indication of how they do this. They're fairly aggressive when it comes to promoting offers. Meaning their particular method is not suitable for someone who wants to build an audience where they build know, like, and trust, people who follow them, build a personal relationship, etc. However, having said that, they apparently make 6 figures a month with this particular approach. And I have seen this work over and over again in various niches. Particularly in the IM niche, with lots of others who basically just go and promote the crap out of something. Now, it's basically one of those things where you have to go, well, do I want to do that? And at the end of the day, the question is, well, do I want to pay for my mortgage? Do I want to pay for my car? This is all legit. It's not you're buying email lists and then promoting shit. It's people voluntarily sign up to your list, and then if they don't like your stuff, they unsubscribe. So I know it's kind of a well, it's not exactly high horse, highbrow type of thing, but at the end of the day, if it pays for your mortgage, etc., why not? So anyway, that taking the personal preference aside, there are a couple of things I like, a couple of things I don't like. What I like is that they realize, and this is true whether you do the stuff, spam a lot or not, that the more channels you hit, and the more actually, let me step aside here. The fundamental philosophy of what he mentions over and over again is absolutely correct. He says basically people will give you money as long as you provide value. The only thing is that with what he does, namely sort of promote a lot of BizOp offers, you will find that there is a group of people who see value in it, and there's another group who doesn't see value in it. So despite my this is spam a lot, his fundamental philosophy and approach is actually correct. It's about you get paid for the value you provide, and then he basically, when he has this messaging system here, he shows you how to make sure you keep a relationship. So you make an offer, and then you provide some real value, and then you provide some more offers, and then more value, etc. So what I like about this here is this general approach of, well, realizing that some people see value in one thing and others see value in something else, and how to deal with that. He also realizes, and does in practice, that some people consume content in one format and others in a different format. And that's why he's saying, well, you kind of need to be everywhere, which is absolutely true. So that's why they have a combination of Facebook messengers, of web page, whatever they call these, notification things, of email, etc. So that fundamental approach I like. The bit that didn't get me overly excited was this here, the idea of team traffic. Basically, in a nutshell, what he's saying is like, join our group and post in there what you're good at. And in a way, he is right. When you are struggling with far too many moving bits, it's better to team up with others and share the spoils and actually earn something as opposed to nothing. But yeah, it didn't get me personally overly excited. What got me excited / inspired was the buyer traffic methods down here. And he uses exclusively the examples from the IAM niche. So this is something you can absolutely do in the IAM niche. You can do it in other niches as long as there is a big enough pool of experts who either launch on a regular basis or have evergreen lead gen systems. That's kind of the underlying approach. And the beauty of especially methods 2, 3, and 4 here is that you can go in without having a list, without having any particular expertise, but just by being helpful, you can basically start getting buyer traffic. And this bit here I really, really liked. So there you go. That's it in a big nutshell. Method number 1. Now, where's method number 1? Here, Printly. Not bad, not bad. I mean, the moment I hit this here, I went, yeah, thank you very much. Jackpot, golden, absolutely, slap to the forehead. Why didn't I think of this beforehand? So for that, yay, thumbs up. Thumbs kind of neutral because it is not for total newbies. You will be lost with how to set this up from a technological point of view. And then we've got this here. It's a question of if you want to do it. There are tons of traffic methods where you can basically get endless streams of super cheap traffic and basically put offers in front of them every single day. And look, I wouldn't say it was a mistake, but when I got started in the IM world, that's how I got started. I kind of had to make that choice, and I went down the route of only ethical and giving people what they should be doing as opposed to what they want to be doing. And I've seen lots of people who started at the same time, and they're very quickly were multimillionaires from basic up by giving people what it is they want. So it's a decision you have to make, but at the end of the day, I'm not. Could I travel back? I probably would do some of this year. Let me put it that way. And what I did like was the overall approach here: be everywhere, and certainly this year. This is a great way. Especially if you don't have an existing business and you're going, well, I can't pick a niche, I just but I'd like to be helpful. Hey, how do I do this? And here's some good stuff in there. Alrighty, there you go. Cheers, bye.